How are you all? Okay, so I had started this and then I got a phone call and I thought, oh, Lordy B. So once you get a phone call on the iPhone, you can't start where you, my cats are fussing at each other in the background. Can you see, little one? Yeah. So anyway, I started this, and what I want to say is everything that I am showing you, I purchased. Everything that I'm showing you, I am not sponsored. Everything that I'm showing you will be down in the details down below, okay? So that's what I want to say right now. I will be using Staedtler Ergo Soft. These are amazing. I would put them up to, this is me personally, I have Prismacolors. I think it's 24 Prismacolors. I like this. I can more control this more than I can with Prismacolors. That's just me. I learned about Ergo Soft, not Staedtler, but I learned about Ergo Soft Staedtlers through Joanna Basford. So I will also put Joanna Basford. I will hashtag her because she talks about them as well. I believe Staedtler supports her just a tad bit or something, or they have a relationship. Let me just say that I don't know anything about her issue. Also, if you are doing YouTube videos and you have an iPhone, you may want to put your airplane mode on and let your family know that you have airplane mode on so that they don't worry about you, because there's no way that they can connect with you. They can't see your location. Yeah, so anyway, I did a search on what I'm about ready to tell you, and I saw nobody that has thought about this idea, which I'm really blown away with because I never have original ideas, but I am a little excited. Hopefully this will go and do something. There is one illustrator that I know of, it may be others, that illustrated and wrote a story. So she was the author and illustrator, and she wrote a story, and she wrote the story for her daughter, and it's a coloring book and a story. Okay, now the one thing that I do know about that, I love it and I love coloring in it and all, but you have to be consistent. So if you start your main character out with Goldilocks looking hair, the next page needs to be Goldilocks hair. If you've made your main character the butterfly or the mouse and you made them purple, that's got to be purple throughout the whole book. So nothing really changes. Maybe the background, but your characters have to remain the same. At least that's the way I think about it, okay? Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there's an artist out there that could really tell me I'm a full of poopy. But that's just me. Now, I was in Walmart and I was just walking, and seriously, this is the strangest thing. This book that I'm about ready to tell you about was just basically laying on the shelf, totally in disarray, not even in its right place. I think it was, oh God, I don't know, cooking. It might have been cooking books where it was. But anyway, so when I looked at it, and this is the book, it says Where the Sidewalk Ends. First off, this caught me. It reminded me of a comic strip that I used to read many years ago. They had long noses. They were skinny folk. Yeah, so that. It also reminded me of Dr. Seuss. I love this picture because to me, this tells a huge story. We got the dog that is absolutely terrified, number one. Terrified for probably his own life, and also very nervous about his humans. So I see that. See her, she's pissed off because he's looking and she wants to be number one looking down there. And then of course you have this sign that says Edge, keep off. I'll just share that with you there. So at Walmart, okay, so this is written and also illustrated by Shel Silverstein. And it's either Steen or Stein. I'm going to say Steen. And they're poems and drawings. And he does poems and drawings. Now, one of the things that I also noticed was this is all in white. So I was assuming, which I did look at a few pictures, I'm assuming there's no color in here. Also, the fact that this is a poem, and it looks like it's younger, geared towards younger people maybe, in stories and things in the order that. I thought, well, you know, if this video turns up to be something, you know, exciting or whatever, or something new, I was just thinking this might be a daddy-daughter, daddy-son, or mom-son, mom-daughter heirloom thing. Because what I was thinking is you could read the poems, talk about the poems, teach about the poems, teach about reading the poems, having your dictionary there. Because I was never a poem person. Don't put me in front of poems. Don't put me in front of lyrics that it's supposed to have deep meaning, because I'm not getting it. So I'm the one that would read the poem with the dictionary out and looking up all the different meanings of the words to find out what the actual author is trying to say for this poem. But pictures are worth 1,000 words. When an author writes a poem and puts a picture with it, I can kind of say, oh, okay, I see where you're coming from, right? To me, this picture says a whole bunch. But you're not looking at the whole thing. This picture wraps around, and I will take the cover off, to a major city. And then this dude is sexy, I think. Strangely sexy. One of the things that like really turns me on is he has a guitar, which is not a rock or an electric guitar. It's classical, soft side of him. Then when you look at him, he looks a little bit mischievous, and he looks maybe a little bit, you know, not out there, but then he's barefoot, wearing jeans. And I don't know, just this whole thing about him. Just this picture in itself has a lot of words to go on. So anyway, so there's a little write-up in the back about him. I think he says his first name is Shel, and it's a Silverstein. And it says, is the author of The Giving Tree. Heard of The Giving Tree? I'm sorry to say, I have to look up The Giving Tree. I think it's a really good book, and I might want to get that and read it. And many other books of prose and poetry. He also wrote songs, drew cartoons, sang, played the guitar, and loved to have a good time. Okay, so I'm sorry to say this. I know that there's no glare on here, but there is. I want to read. I'm having a hard time reading. It's dark for me in my old eyes. So I do want to read the cover insert, and then on this one, it's no big deal. So I want to read the cover insert. And now that I read that he's a cartoon artist, I wonder if he was the the illustrator of the cartoon that I used to like. So maybe. This is what it has: 2 little kids. He obviously has kids. He's obviously married or something. Well, it's not obvious, but anyway, whatever. I shouldn't put that on the poor dude. So it says, if you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer, come in. For where the sidewalk ends, Shel Silverstein's world begins. You'll meet a boy who turns into a TV set and a girl who eats a whale. The unicorn and the bloath live there, and so does Sarah, Cynthia, Sylvia Stout, who will not take the garbage out. It is a place where you wash your shadow and plant diamond gardens. A place where shoes fly, sisters are auctioned off, and crocodiles go to the dentist. Shel Silverstein, masterful collection of poems and drawings, is at once outrageously funny and profound. This special edition has 12 extra poems and did not appear in the original collection. So I'm very excited. This is a Harper production from the publishers of Harper. And this was, of course, it says Where the Sidewalk Ends. And Where the Sidewalk Ends, the poems and drawings. Okay, Harper Collins Productions. Okay, it says original was 1974. Renewed 2002, and copyright 2004, Evil Eye LLC. So, very interesting. 1974. Huh. Okay, so it says for Ursula, and it's a little balloon. And it's a little hand holding it with a finger, by its fingers, like pinching it, right? All right, so what am I doing? Why am I introducing this book? It's an old book, been redone, blah, 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 and it's still even an old, we're in 2019, and the last production of this was, what, 2004. So, there goes my cat, I'm sorry. So what am I doing? Why? Why am I doing this? I'll be honest with you, I don't I don't know how old he was when he did this, but obviously he's probably an older gentleman by now, right? Aren't we all older? And if his original was 1974, I was born in 1969. I'm 50 right now, so you can just do the math numbers. But very intriguing looking man, sexy, very sexy. So why did I do this? Why am I talking to you? I thought that what could be really cool is instead of always picking out coloring books, which I do have coloring books, but picking out maybe a poem book like this one, or picking out a book, a child's book, and take it and make it your own. Yes, you're using the illustrations. Obviously, you couldn't take a book that has color to it and do this, but you could make this an heirloom for your son or your daughter, and you all could date your pages, read the poems, or read the actual book, and do some coloring in it. And you're not illustrating, but you're coloring in it. And instead of always looking for those coloring books, which I love coloring books, and they're, you know, I understand they're probably cheaper than this, but how special would this be if you were to color this? You sign it and date it, date beginning, date ending, date all your pages, do a page a week, a page a day, or whatever. How cool would that be? So what you're going to do is you're going to take a journey with me in this book, and every week, I'll try to do every week, and there's an update coming, my life updates coming up. It'll be after I have one more I have to do. It's an unboxing or an unbagging. And then I will do my life update, and then that will be the last you hear from me today. But I think this is really cool. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to basically start it today with the very first page. Well, I'm not going to do this page here, which is really cute. Really, really cute. But I'm going to read a poem, and I'm going to start, and we can start talking about the poem. So the poem says, this is the very first one. It's called Invitation, if you want to take a picture of this. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay? So it's called Invitation. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer. If you're a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. Now that poem, and if the rest of the poems are like this, I'm good, because I can so understand that. Let me read it again. Like I've said, 3 times is a charm, so I'll read it 3 times, as long as it's not a long one. And then we'll talk about it. And this has just a little picture, so it won't take long for me to color. You know, that's just me. Right now it's at 14 minutes. This may go to 20, okay? But I think it's good. It's an introduction. And if you know of any other YouTuber that's doing this, that would be great. Just tag them down on the bottom, so I just, you know, just to see how they do it, and I just want to make sure I'm doing things a little different or whatever. But I'm going to call this book coloring, and I'm going to tag heirlooms and things like that, okay? All right. Invitation. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer. if you're a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. How cool. Oh my gosh. My mind just goes wild. Like, my mind went wild with the pictures. You know, I mean, I love it. So let's do it one more time. Invitation. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer. If you are a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in. Oh, yes, we are going to come in. And I am going to bring you down. You're no longer going to be looking at me. I'm going to be putting this where you can see it, and there is no glare. And I'm going to start with that fire, the flame, and I'm picking things. So let me talk about what my thoughts or my feelings are on this. And I just think it's a great beginning for an heirloom. I think it's a great beginning for, it's a new endeavor. So you're reading something, and then when you're done, like, oh my gosh, this was such a great invitation, such a great poem to bring me into this beautiful new book of poems that are just going to bring my imagination to new places. And I'm excited for that. You know, I want to be brought to new places. I also, you know, I want to look at things differently and learn and color and, you know, just enjoy life, you know. So I love the idea of, okay, they're talking about, are you a liar? You know, I mean, he doesn't leave anybody out. He's like, a wisher. Am I a wisher? I guess I don't really, you know, I was talking to Mom. I never played, and only until now, as I'm older, I am finding enjoyment in going and looking at dolls and going and enjoying things that I never enjoyed when I was a kid. I never played. I never liked dolls. I didn't like doing anything. I just wanted to watch. And I don't know why that was. Don't know why I was like that as a kid. I have no clue. Zero clue. But it is what it is. And so what can I say, right? So, and I am finding total and complete enjoyment in this. It's almost like, you know, I'm reliving my youth and enjoying something that I did not enjoy when I was a kid. So it's cool. So I guess I am a dreamer now. Do I wish for things? No, I don't wish for things. I am sorry. I just don't. I'm not a wisher. I wish I was. Am I a magic bean buyer? When I think about that, I don't know if I'm a magic, yeah, I guess I am, because I enjoy magical things. And so, yes, you know, I bought this book. I feel this is magical. You know, I think that's, you know, something very interesting to think about. I think this book is magical, and it will be magical. So, I am going to date this, and this is the 25th of July. So I will date it. I will finish this. I don't want these long, and I have gone through this, and I probably will put this on YouTube just because I think this is a really cool idea. And again, if someone is already doing this, let me know. Love everybody, guys. Love yourself, love other people, do kind and wonderful things. Because if we're doing kind and wonderful things, then this world will be a whole heck of a lot better, because we sure have some nasty people out there. Anyway, toodles.